how do targeting audiences actually work? Digital marketing is all about targeting, and Facebook targeting is honestly criminally misunderstood. We really need to fix that. And we're going to dive into how ads do the targeting, how Facebook as a piece of software actually functions. We're going to remove a lot of the unknowns and a lot of the guesswork and hopefully get you to the place where you never actually use detailed targeting or lookalikes or interest groups ever again, because your definition of success is the growth and stability of a business and a lot less of the ego of the marketer. All that being said, this is a seismic shift in how Facebook works. It happened a few years ago, and it probably won't change until Facebook goes away. And almost every other platform works the exact same if it's a social media optimized CPM environment. So let's break into what made Facebook the single greatest market research and intent creation device on the planet in the history of humanity, and how you can leverage that for your upside instead of playing the game of running Facebook like Google in 2006. First thing you have to understand here is ads create their own bespoke lookalike audiences. Targeting audiences are just restrictions on that ad's own best effort that you pay extra for. It is a tax to make success less sustainable and more difficult. In the world of Facebook ads, where attention is earned, both in organic and paid efforts, ultimately, every piece of content creates its own audience. And contrary to overwhelmingly popular belief, delivery with an audience is not random. It's extraordinarily targeted and strategic. Facebook's really good at meeting their business objective of keeping people on the platform by showing them content that they want to see. Targeting on Facebook is obsolete, and it has been for a few years. Every piece of content, an ad or organic, learns who likes that content and who doesn't. Based on this information, every social media platform then chooses who to show that content to and gives it to individuals who are more likely to respond positively to it. Running ads is no different than earning organic reach. Because remember, every social media platform's business model is predicated on keeping you on the platform for as long as possible. That is tremendously important to know. We as users are likely to see content based on the content that we've previously engaged with and the actions we've taken both online and offline. Our spending behavior, basically, where has our smartphone been since 2007, and what do our taxes say about us as a person with every purchasing decision that we've ever made. And this doesn't just mean that users have a curated feed of content that's built for us. It also means that as marketers, we need to understand that our ads are curating audiences for themselves. You are not a victim. iOS 14 was not a bad thing. It made doing bad things more harmful. Facebook's business model is built on the retention of attention for profit. For better or worse, we are business partners with Facebook. You don't have to be. You don't have to give them any money. You don't like the way they treat you? Go someplace else. We need to appreciate that if we are complementary in this effort of meeting Facebook's business objectives, then our business results are going to be much easier to achieve and far more stable. Every ad, and honestly, every piece of even organic content, knows who clicked on it and who engaged with it. And Facebook is aware that this person had a positive experience because of that interaction. And maybe they loved the ad and that hook rate was awesome and you got some attention and they went to your site and they left immediately. Hook rate will never improve your business model. Maybe they clicked on your ad and they went to your site and they bought a product and shipping took forever and they just demanded your money back and left a lot of negative reviews and had a very bad sentiment with your brand. Your business is going to fail. Because no amount of content or targeting is going to fix your business model. Ads ultimately create their own audiences based on these positive experiences. If I show my ad to 1,000 people and 500 people hate it and 500 people love it and a couple of those people that love it actually had a really positive experience with my business, the next 1,000 people that see my ad are going to look a lot like those that clicked on the ad, enjoyed it, engaged with it, and had a positive experience with my business. Because that's in Facebook's best interest as a business. By taking this information, they're able to define the best impressions for our shared business objectives. And if Facebook is spending a lot of money on the ad that isn't the best, why are you running it? That's your choice. Let's cover one of the most wildly misunderstood and one of the biggest liabilities in the business, one of the most wildly misunderstood facts in Facebook. How do interest groups actually work? Well, interest groups were introduced as a direct effort to mimic affinity audiences 10 years ago, as a way to make Facebook more familiar to people running Google ads, because at the time, Facebook was a pay-per-click platform, just like Google. And this is tremendously important to understand how they are designed to work. Google is an intent platform. Users are exposed to Google ads because they give the system a signal that says, we are interested in seeing this content right now. You type something into the search bar and it gives you results. And their business objective is to get you on and off Google as fast as possible. Affinity audiences were Google's way of allowing their advertisers to reach people who might not yet have intent. Facebook creates intent. 6 years after interest groups were invented, Facebook made a seismic shift in how the platform operates. Since then, ads have created their own targeting. Ads know who responds positively to it. Distribution of an ad within an audience is by no means random, because Facebook is trying to keep people on the platform for longer and longer, and trying to get you to want to use Facebook and Instagram, especially with the rise of YouTube and TikTok and every other platform trying to steal that market share for attention. Interest groups audiences as a technology were effectively deprecated. They're no longer supported or being updated by people at Facebook ever again. And they're getting canceled by the thousands on a regular basis. So how do interest groups on Facebook actually work? And why should we never use them? Interest groups are built on conversations and actions, but they don't imply sentiment. That's key. Human nature is often to be more communicative in things that we don't like rather than the things that we do. Plus, up to and even more than 1/3 of users in an interest group are there by mistake, an error in the code. Remember, Facebook interest groups is a technology that was abandoned by their engineering team over half a decade ago. What this also means is that interest group populations and that audience are incredibly dynamic. This means that when we're trying to create intent by showing ads to users over time, if those users change on a regular basis, because maybe all of a sudden you started talking about something, now you're in that interest group. Maybe you are a cat person and you really dislike dogs, and all of a sudden you started talking about dogs more and more and more because of some neighbor across the street. Does that mean you want to buy dog food? You're in the interest group. If those users also change on a regular basis because maybe you stopped talking about it so it went away, then we are creating far more waste with our spend by abandoning users in our funnel and also prioritizing delivery of our ads to people that never wanted to buy from us in the first place. What do you think that does to our relationship as Facebook with our business partnership of trying to create content that people want to see so that Facebook can retain attention and we can ultimately monetize it? It's not a good thing. This is everything you need to know about retargeting on Facebook as fast as I can possibly say it. We need to know 3 things. The first is that every ad ever shown to anyone from any page at any time is a retargeting impression based on that user's consumer behavior and activity, both online and off. It might be the first time you see my brand, but if you abandon cart from 3 of my competitors, you want to see my content. That is a cold prospecting first impression. That is a bottom funnel retargeting effort. The second is even broad audiences. Remember, broad is age, gender, location. It's a noun, not an adjective. is consistently retargeting users with multiple messages to get them to take the action that you're optimizing towards. And that retargeting is a good thing. People say, well, I got a frequency of like 3 or 8 over the last 6 months. Like, is that a problem? Do you remember the ad you saw 3 days ago? Is it a mistake that somebody sees one ad from you every 10 days? Probably not. The third thing is retargeting audiences by their nature are not scalable. And they add cost because number one, that audience is smaller. And number two, you are prioritizing the delivery of ads to individuals who have already indicated they are potentially less interested than somebody else. They abandon cart, they want to buy. Maybe they abandon cart because they don't want to buy. Maybe there's a reason why of 1,000-person retargeting audience, you get 3 sales. We have to remember that the majority of people in a retargeting audience have already made the decision that they're not interested in buying from you. If you do not respect when somebody says no, when somebody says leave me alone, when somebody says I'm not interested, if you do not respect that, that's a very negative experience in the real world. And also is a very negative experience in Facebook ads. Respect matters. Respect the people around you. Respect the needs of your business partners. And you're going to see far more success.